guys, it's your girl Black Mamba. Welcome back to another episode of the Hate Journals, and of course, the lovely and wonderful and beautiful AP. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Actually, I feel lighter.
I feel lighter.
I feel the light at the end of the tunnel happening.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm excited as well.
I mean, I love seeing, I'm not doing it right away because one, nobody cares about me. I'm a non-essential. But I love seeing people out there getting their vaccines.
So do I. I like to see people excited about it.
I mean,
people
even
very
people
pumped.
who are being like really real about it, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, it's not great. Wish I wasn't, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, right? I love seeing that. I love, yeah, like I said, just the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's been interesting because I've had a few people now tell me that they've applied for different jobs. And the first thing the employer asks them is, have you been vaccinated yet? You're going to have to get your vaccine before we can hire you on. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in 2021. Is that the year we're in?
Yeah.
Right? To see what transpires, like how the vaccine's gonna affect like hiring and firing and people getting on planes and going to different countries. It's gonna be interesting. I'm
nervous about that, about the traveling for me personally. Like,
yeah, I think they might require it, which I can understand. I mean, when you go to a third world country, you have to get all your shots, so it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna want people to be no, it's just a cough.
Yeah, like when we get this shit on lock, we're like, yeah,
let's no more playing around.
No more of this.
Yeah, no more of this. If you guys want to act wild, stay in your own state.
Yeah.
Stay in your own country and be wild.
Totally.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I feel like it's been a good week. It's been a good week.
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling a little bit just more energized.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I can definitely feel like that. I feel like people are just tired of being so pent up and angry. Me and my husband are starting to make some plans, like travel plans.
Yeah.
We're making some goals and intentions and not like fucking resolution shit. We're just like, you know what? It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to like hit the road with the kids, without the kids, and just get shit going.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Beat it. I'm excited. I'm excited. The podcast has been doing some really fun things. We can now say that we've joined the Hostile Entertainment networking group. So we're excited about that. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a real fun plus.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
We're having ourselves a celebratory truly this evening.
That's right. Not sponsored, but gladly enjoyed.
But advertisements open.
Open, people. Hello. Yeah. And then I was really excited because, I've been wanting a breast reduction.
Oh, I'm about the titty train. Big ones, small ones, medium ones.
All of them. So I was excited.
High, low, side to side, crazy eyes.
Right. One going this way and one going that way.
I've seen some crazy
I've seen some pretty wild mamas.
So what do you think is what are you looking forward to the most with your new titties?
Ooh, okay. I'm glad that you asked. Let's get into it, okay? And don't worry, people. I'm not like cutting off all of my breasts. That was never the intention. But I legitimately have back pain on my left side. And these girls are heavy. They are, it's a full-time job lugging these girls around every week, all week long. So the first thing I'm excited to do is not wear a bra. Like, I may not wear a bra for 2 months straight.
I remember when I got my breast reduction back in 2011.
Yeah.
I always had like Dolly Parton tickle bitties.
Yeah.
Like, you remember. It was like, they were like a sideshow.
Yes.
I didn't capitalize. Regret. And I still
have
some
OnlyFans.
Yeah, hello.
There.
It wasn't back then. I mean, it was before you could even like, YouTube was still like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Put that nipple back in there.
But either way, with the whole reduction, it is funny because I never felt breasts that laid naturally just taut. Like, I was obviously very young, so they sat nicely.
Right.
But to really have that like firm after surgery, just like doink, 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 done, was an amazing feeling. Now, it doesn't last forever. So I hope once you can, like, take that whole month off.
Oh, I'm going to. Just no bra. You're going to see headlights coming from a mile away.
Yeah. headlights.
So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited. Obviously I have the body. I can wear a 2-piece, but it just like digs into your neck because my boobs are so heavy. It's
Unless
awful.
you're wearing like a 1998 halter.
Right.
It's rough.
And even then, that strap better be thick and secure. So that I'm excited about.
Yeah, or else you're going to get like who even knew, shoulder fat.
Yes.
Like it's like the actual strap can disappear between folds of skin.
Yes.
And it's not because you're even heavy. It's because your tits are literally so heavy. And the little fucking string bikini from Roxy.
Right.
It wasn't made for that.
It wasn't meant for these big old titties.
Yeah.
It just was not meant for that.
I'm happy
So
for
I'm
you.
excited. I was very I like a couple tears formed. And then I was like, get it together, you weak bitch.
Yeah. You know, I bet you're going to look forward to this too on a different level. And it might have not been something you even really anticipated, but wearing a really nice strapless bra.
So that's the third
comfortable,
thing. Yes.
Like actually like still holding the girls where they should be.
Right.
You feel secure. You're in a cute little tank top, no bra straps. And it's not like digging into the fat of your back, and you're also not having it to be a part of a corset to help with the structural integrity, because you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, when I used to wear a strapless bra, I would have to wear like a bodycon underneath.
Yes, because
to
that's
literally support the straps underneath. Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. Big titty girls, where you at? Like,
where you at?
You know,
it's a whole thing.
So wearing a tank top with a light strapless bra and like the breezy little shoulders,
want the breeze to go off my shoulders. I don't want to not be able to pick up a pen. Like once something drops on the floor and you have big titties, it's gone forever. Unless someone else picks it up for you. It's gone forever.
Yeah, depending on the garment of the day, for sure.
I mean, it's not great sometimes.
If it's anything other than sports attire, I'm not bending over.
I'm not bending over. There's no way.
I'm in my softball gear.
That's it. I'm also excited to wear like really cute bras because if you have really, really, like I wear a double G. So there's not a lot of like style I can get into with double G.
A lot of lace.
It's a lot of lace. It's a lot. And by the way, that doesn't look cute either. When there's like this much lace per titty.
Yeah, it looks
that's
like
not
a
great.
Fucking tablecloth.
That's not great. And you're paying for all that lace.
It looks like a fucking plate charger.
Right.
It's you're like isn't this delicate?
No, look at me and my lingerie. No,
like,
nothing.
It's a full doily right there.
And the fucked up part is too, because no matter where you buy your bras from, or I'm sorry, your swimsuits from, if you do not match your bottom. So for instance, I don't wear a large bottom. I wear a medium to small depending on the kind of brand. And the underwear for a double G swimsuit are about that big. They're about this big. And so now I have
just the ash portion.
That's just the ass portion. The
they're
vagina.
Like this long.
Yeah, my vagina.
There's nothing worse than just flopping around on the bottom.
wind.
Like I want her secure in there.
1,000%.
I want it like a fucking seatbelt.
I don't need her
harness.
moving around at all. At all.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's where I'm coming in at.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm excited. They're
going to be like your brand new best friends.
Oh, you guys don't worry.
You're going to be shocked at how happy you are.
Well,
like you already know, but like it's really going to surprise you.
Well, and I will say too, like I was very, very much worried about like, you know, every woman has like, you put on a bra and you have like back fat, that weird like fat that sits over the bra. And the one thing, the plastic surgeon, he goes, dude, that's still your titties. That's your titties. They have migrated to your back. That's not your back. Your back doesn't have fat like that. He goes, that's your titty. That's extra titty. And it got pushed. What couldn't go to the front got pushed to the back. So I'm excited to see that, not to see that strap fat. I like to call it strap fat, not back fat, because it's not back fat. It's like if you touch your boob and go above, that's all still boobie pulling down.
Yes, that's true.
And he was one of the first plastic surgeons that said, no, I'm getting that too, because that's part of your breast. Like that's not, you don't have a fatty back.
I love it.
Right? I love those kinds of compliments.
We're going to give him a nice gift basket after.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's going to be inappropriate. It's going to have like titty chocolates and like, I won't do any like weird vagina shit, but
well, it's
definitely.
not your vagina. If you're getting labiaplasty, I'm sure it would. But that would be odd. That would be like you're coming on to him. You're not. Just little titty, little chocolates, little happy, perky nipples.
And I'm going to have whoever the chocolatier is. Yeah, whoever the chocolatier is, I'm going to have them match my skin tone.
Yeah.
Much like my makeup.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm really excited.
So,
March.
What do you think?
Coming to you soon, March.
I will tell you my recovery, like coming back from a breast reduction and the nerves coming back. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. Like give me a rundown. What was it? Like, what did it feel like?
When the nerve comes back, have you ever read mythology?
Yes.
Yeah, like Zeus and he gets his thunderbolt and he like throws it down. That's what it feels like.
Oh, so I have that to look forward to.
I'm not a good friend because
okay, no, I want you to tell me the truth.
Recovery, like I felt fine coming out of it.
Right.
I was like, man, like the supportive bra and like obviously you're a little sore. I mean, it's fucking surgery.
Right.
It wasn't until weeks after when the nerve endings were coming back.
Right.
And you would get these like zings of legitimately electricity. That was the most painful part. I mean, drop you to your knees like Zeus threw a fucking thunderbolt, hit you right in the titty.
Right. I'm going to ask them that in pre-op. I'm going to go, so do I have like, what do I have to look forward to? Is it going to feel like Zeus throwing a lightning bolt down to my titties?
I actually feel like if anybody wrote in about that, that would be
the one description.
Spot on.
I'm actually excited. I'm okay with the pain, like the pain portion. I've had like 6 or 7 surgeries, so I'm Gucci with that. I am a perfectionist though. So like I want it, and I did tell him that. I was like, I will tell you if I'm not down with, like you need to spend 20 minutes extra in there. Take your time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be a problem.
I'm just saying, know that I am the person that will be like,
what do you do? Do you go back for like I don't. Okay.
Well, hopefully we won't have to find out.
I was going to say, okay.
Hopefully
I don't know how you really like rewrite that. I don't know. So,
well, because we've all had the one woman we've met who's like, you're like, oh, who was your plastic surgeon? And they're like, no, don't go to so-and-so.
The only time that happens, though, is when they shopped around. They went with the cheapest doctor.
Yes, that's true.
And you got crazy nipples.
That's true. That is true. You know what? You are right.
No, that's it.
You're right.
10 out of 10. They shopped around. They're like, they're just titties.
No.
No, they're not.
Titties are like snowflakes.
They're the bowling balls of the gods. I'm really following a theme today. No, yeah.
I'm into that.
Fucking little porcelain fucking teacups. Ugh. No, thank you.
I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. One of the interesting things I found was that men keep asking me, what does your husband think?
About my body?
When my husband has to load around these bitches all day, then he can get in on the action. I just don't understand what people...
I have a hard line with that and then a small exception. I'll start with the hard line. Fuck you.
Right. Right off rip.
Married or not, dating or not, you never, ever, ever get to tell somebody else about whether it's physical pain, an insecurity, yeah, those are 2 main ones, right? Like, your body. I would never look at my husband and say, you cannot do that.
Right.
Ugh. Only, I guess 2 exceptions. Only if said cosmetic surgery would put us in a bad space financially.
Yes.
Right? If it wasn't insurance and he was just like, babe, I really want to get my fucking biceps bigger with implants. And I was like, okay, I would even bite. Swear. And he's like, okay, it's gonna be $50,000 and we're pulling equity out of the house.
But don't worry, I'm on a payment plan of $200 a month for the next 64 years. Care credit.
I would be like, okay, much like anything, even if he's gonna buy a fucking car, I'd be like, actually, we're gonna take that back. Now, if you want to save your hard-earned coins and put them in a little purse, and you want to blow up your ass, then you do it, bro. And I'm being sincere. But if you're about to like try and take a line of credit out on our name for your fucking Brazilian butt lift, we have another thing coming.
Yeah, it's that.
The only other exception I would say with plastic surgery for a married couple is if you're fucking with your face. Like, if I went to my husband and I was like, babe, I'm filling this bitch.
Right.
Like, I'm blowing these lips out.
I'm going in all in.
Eyes, new ones.
I just asked him to snatch everything from the bottom and just keep pulling until it's tight. Top.
Yeah.
Right.
And if he was like, I really love, like, I feel like the face is different because, like, you did fall in love with that individual based on what they were selling at the time.
Right.
And not that you don't, like, get a new muffler when you need one or, like, oil changes. Like, I get that. But, like, if you just, like, want to reconstruct this general area, I would like that to be a discussion. And hopefully it's one of love and support, right? Like, I love you the way you are. Oh, my God. Please don't fuck it up. So I'll give men typically, because it's them, right? Men aren't typically in the line of heavy fillers these days. I mean, who knows? It's 2021. With shit is a moving.
Shit is a glossing
swinging
over.
The other way.
Swinging. Okay, the pendulum is going
dudes
hard.
In dresses.
Yes.
Did you see that? What's your thoughts on that?
Who?
Sideways turn. Okay, Harry Styles on that cover of Vogue. It was a real hot topic amongst people alike. Now, he's in a dress. People like me look at that and say, oh.
Who cares?
Man in a dress. Who cares?
Gives a shit?
But it's a part of the normalizing male feminine toxic masculinity. Have you heard about this?
Yes. Yeah, briefly.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I don't care.
Can we unpack it?
I don't care. I don't know why anyone gives a shit what anybody wants to wear in this world. I have seen men
No,
wear...
it's not about the dress, obviously.
Oh, you mean about the...
It's fine. I mean, the toxic, it's going to show, like, men are allowed to, like, be free and whimsical like women.
So here's my thing. Can I tell you my thought is on it? As a woman, I have nothing to say about it. Just like a man should have nothing to say about a woman who decides to have her tits out and a short skirt, and for a long time that was
maybe hypersexual.
That is what got us into trouble, quote unquote. That is what got us raped, or that's why someone put a roofie in our drink, or that's why we were called a slut or a whore. Just like men should have had nothing to say about that, I have nothing to say about men wearing dresses. I don't give a fuck. Honey, throw on those pumps. Get those big old...
to run in.
Get up.
Let me tell you.
Unless you're a veteran. I mean, unless you've been wearing heels since you were young.
And running away from
men, then you have no idea. Clickety-clack, bitch. Clickety-clack. I don't care. I feel like the only people that get to really discuss and weigh in on topics of what other people wear, and even then it's very iffy biffy, just like when I see my big girls out here wearing, you know, two pieces, and for a long time people were like, it's disgusting, I don't want to see people's fat. It's like, or mind your own business. If that big girl wants to get herself in a two piece and she doesn't give a shit and she can find it in her size, why do I give a fuck? It's not my body. I don't fucking care. Just like I don't care that Harry Styles wants to spin on an old floral dress with two buttons done at the top. It was
actually a lovely tutu dress.
I saw it. It was beautiful.
It was a lovely dress.
It's very lovely. I don't care.
As far as toxic masculinity goes, because I don't care about the outfits either. Like,
and the toxic masculinity thing, here's the deal. I understand what people are trying to say, but I also am not a man. Totally. And I also was never raised by a fucking hateful ass father who told me I couldn't cry, who told me I couldn't feel emotions, who I couldn't feel comfortable with going, I don't feel well, something's wrong with me, I want to go to the doctor. And I didn't have my male father going, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Men don't go to the doctor and get their prostates checked.
Well, a lot of these problems are coming from women too.
Oh, listen, please. Again, like women shouldn't be weighing. Women shouldn't be weighing.
But here's my issue.
Yeah.
As much as my heart does go out to these situations of the masculinity and like the toxicity, blah blah blah.
Right.
Because I do. I feel like men should be able to do whatever they want because you're human and I'm a human and I should be able to do whatever I want. The only time I do feel the lines blurred a little bit for me is like if my husband per se was like a big crier. I think I'd have a problem with that.
Yeah, but see, you wouldn't have married him if he was a big crier.
Yeah, like I love that my husband gets very emotional from time to time. Like I love that I can feel how he feels, whether it's really passionate. My dad, he's such a great example too. Like my dad is so funny. He's pretty classically a dick, I would say. Like he's just like a one-off, witty, right. Like he'll get ya, like sting ya.
Yeah, zing.
Zing.
Yeah.
He gotcha. But also, like, I remember every movie ever looking over and my dad's, like, fully teary-eyed, like, tight jaw on it.
Yeah, but see, there are people... I love that, but there are also men...
But my dad wouldn't be caught dead in a fucking dress.
But that's not his gig, right? Which is totally fine. But I also don't want my husband to lose his father. You know, when he lost his dad, I was like, dude, cry. Like, if you feel like you want to cry, cry.
Oh, no, that's
don't feel
not
like
what
you need
I'm
to
saying.
like. No, I'm just saying, like, but for men, that's where it starts, right? Because if they think that like grieving over a parent or something, they can't cry, then they're mostly not going to cry about a movie. They're not going to cry, and it is okay for everyone to cry. Everyone should be able to let out emotions. As far as Harry Styles wearing a dress, here's my only issue with it. If you're wearing a dress because you truly wanted to wear a dress or whatever it is, then do that. But do not do that for publicity. Do not do that because you want to get the clickbait. Because there are a lot of men out here who are either, it has to do with their identity, or maybe it's something that they're into. They could be a cross-dresser. They could be someone who is, it's something that they... to them speaks to their heart, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That is not a joke to me.
That is a good point.
And some people, like, that shit's not funny to me, and I don't think it should be taken to something, to be used as something as clickbait, or to be used for promotion for your new album. That's where I have a problem. If you legitimately want to wear a dress, then you do you. But, honey, men have been wearing dresses, and honestly, hitting it out of the park way better than that. No shade,
100%.
Honey. No shade, honey.
That's actually a great point. I think we'll eventually...
and not to cut you off, but like RuPaul is a drag queen, but RuPaul is a gay man.
Yeah.
RuPaul doesn't want to be a woman. He does not, his identity to him is very clear. He's not transgendered. He is a man who is in love with another man who's married, I believe, I could be misspeaking, but to another man. Regardless, he also is a drag queen. That's his job. That's his hobby. That's the thing that he loves. It's a part of who he is, but it doesn't mean that's all he is. And so when he puts on the wigs, the makeup, the clothing, the dresses, whatever it is, that's something that he's doing as part of his identity that's in drag. That is something that's beautiful and special, and truly,
I agree.
Some of those, girl,
I know,
killing it. I mean,
couldn't agree
beating
more.
that face. So for me, again, it just goes back to, why are you doing it? What is the reasoning for you doing it? If you're doing it for publicity, no thank you.
Yeah.
If you're doing it Harry Styles because you like to do it, then do you. There's a guy, and I can't think of his name right now. Oh, I'm so mad. It's escaping me. He's on that show called Younger. Did you ever watch that show?
No, I didn't. I actually put it on the list. You told me a while back, and it is on the list, but like, you go home and you're like depressed.
I get it. Mariska Hargitay, you know I love Mariska. Who doesn't? Her husband, who is, honey, if Mariska came in hot, just expect her husband is just as hot as her. Tall too, like 6'4", just gorgeous, honey. He's on the show. He's also on the show with this gentleman, and I can't think of his name, you guys. I'm so sorry. I know everyone's screaming it right now on their phones. But anyways, you know who I'm talking about. He's the younger kid on the show, and he plays the main actress, her love interest in the beginning of the show. He recently got married, and he has come out as being a very fluid gendered male. So he's not a cis male. He's fluid. And so him and his girlfriend, or his wife now, they've got married, but they've talked very openly about how he is bisexual. He likes men, he likes women. Is that what
fluid is? I was going to have
He's very fluid sexually. He doesn't identify as one thing or another, which I am gang for. I've always said, I don't know why we have heterosexual homos. Like, you be whatever you want. I don't care. Why do you feel like no one should feel like, to me, that they should need to label who they are. Right. If you see me with my husband, then obviously I'm into my husband.
Right.
Does that mean I'm only into men? No. But that means that I made a commitment to this individual.
Right.
And that's basically what he says. So he's been breaking a lot of the gender identity rules when it comes to males. He's been doing a lot of that. So he will do a lot of photo shoots wearing dresses, and he'll do a lot of photo shoots because to him, he says, he does identify with the feminine part of his own identity. And I get that. He's not making a mockery of it. He's not doing it to promote the show. He does it in his everyday. If you follow him on Instagram, he has a very interesting Instagram, him and his wife. But they have a very interesting way that they have an outlook on sexuality, marriage, and how they view themselves in their own gender. And I find it really cool. I don't know why people feel the need to identify themselves sexually. That I've never understood. And I also don't understand why people care so much.
I don't understand either end, if that makes you feel better. I mean, you just know what you are, right? I'm sure if I woke up one day and I saw a beautiful woman and I was interested in her sex, like, you get the little tickle in your stomach.
And sometimes you just haven't met the right bitch yet.
I saw this Mexican dude the other day. Not my husband. Sorry, honey. And I had like we all had like that weird that I shouldn't say weird. We all had that type that like off-brand.
Yes. Yeah.
It was my shit. I don't know if it was the Sparks living.
It's the Sparks living.
If you have like the widest pair of Nikes I've ever seen on a human walking around town, and like
our Hispanic gentlemen know
and a
how to dress, and they always
tee.
smell good. They always smell good. Always. The Hispanic gentleman here in Reno Sparks area.
And I just saw him, and he was even younger. And I remember I was like, God, younger me, like you were my shit.
Yes.
Like that was it. Not like a cornbread I mean, I love them all.
I love them all. I've never dated a lot of Asian men.
But my whole thing is if I saw him and immediately I knew I was attracted to him.
Right.
Like immediately. Right. I just saw him. It was a small turn in the old parking lot, taking a Starbucks with his clean glasses, nice fresh new fade, nice touch. You know, just walking out, living his life. And I was like, that is a physically attractive person. And I'm sure that fluid people, bisexual people, homosexual people, but bisexual people, homosexual people, but a lateral sexual people feel that way towards whatever they're looking at.
Well, because can you imagine if you had to go back every time and go, okay, well, now I like Hispanic men, so I'm going to put that on the old repertoire.
Yeah.
So, and I saw an Asian man today.
Name for it.
Yeah, and now I'm into it.
I agree. You know what? It's like a good perspective. I agree with the labeling. I do agree. I feel like the labeling.
I don't like the labeling.
I feel like the labeling of anything makes it such a more grandiose
thing than it needs to be.
When it could just be like, you know, people are so funny. Like some people love Toyota Corollas because they're efficient.
Right.
The gas fuel mileage
can't beat it.
Can't beat it. You know, if you get in an accident, so what? You're dead. But at least you saved that extra money on
extra $10,000
car insurance and gas.
Get
right.
yourself a wheelchair.
I personally like Range Rovers. They're not cost effective.
Yourself in the next room.
They're not super reliable vehicles, which is funny because the price, it's all the name, right? We all just like label these things because we want them. But long story short, with the purchase of a car, right? You don't go and you're like, oh, she's a Ranger. You're a Corolla, or like you just don't do that. So it is interesting with like our human paths that we would identify as certain things and then ultimately be judged in society by that.
It's also, I go back to it all the time, it's no one's business. It is no one's business what I've done in my past. Or who I've dated or who I like dating. It's no one's it is my own business. It's no one's business. True. I don't know why people care. There's a lot of things in my past that I have no problem talking about, but for some reason people are always surprised and I'm like, I've tried it all. I don't care, but I don't mind saying that because I don't care. It's no one's business, and if you don't like it, the only person that it matters to is my husband. And if he's not into it, I would have never married someone who wasn't into it.
Probably even not.
Right. Like I don't.
Huh.
I mean, no one sees my husband and goes, oh, so you're one of those white guys. So you're into black women. Have you ever tried white? Like, it's a weird, like, mind your own business, or you could mind your own. That's what I love to, like, mind your own business.
Yeah.
I have a lot of girlfriends who are married to very, very feminine men who are very straight, cisgendered men who have only been with women, but they are very feminine. If you met them,
gendered men,
straight men.
Oh, straight. I thought cis was like for sister.
No. Mm-mm.
Like sister, like a girl.
No. No. I see what you're saying. But a cisgendered male is your husband, my husband. Oh, but I just don't understand why. So I would never walk up to one of my girlfriends and go, wow, your husband really puts a lot of product in his hair. Wow, he gets manicures and pedicures and... So has he dated a man? Or like I would never even think to ask that question because
that would be very
it's
offensive.
none of my business. It is just none of my business what you and your partner, or even if you didn't have a partner, right? The only time it matters is if you're going to set somebody up, right? If you're like, hey, I met this really cool person.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're into, but this is a picture of the
like
person.
Your personalities would really head it off in this certain direction if you're interested in a sexual relationship that is a need to know.
Right.
In this particular...
That would be the only time. And if the person...
But I feel like that's coming from like a very loving place.
But not even that.
Coming out of love. And sometimes I don't think there's anything wrong with a little curiosity.
Sure.
If it's coming from a really, truly genuine place. Whether you're developing a friendship. Because I will ask these questions if I'm developing a relationship with you. Just because I want to know you.
Of course. But in the years that you and I have been friends, you've never been like... So you've only been with men? Or you've only been with white men? Or have you ever done...
I would never ask because I listen to your stories. I mean, I don't really have to ask.
True
I've heard
story.
what you said. I'm also awake when we talk.
I'm alert. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I just feel like.
That is also a very bizarre thing to start with.
You would be surprised what people kind of start with sometimes when you first meet them. Not to mention, I have a couple girlfriends that they were in very long-term relationships with men, married. Some of them married, and they were no longer married, and then started a relationship with a woman, and the woman was definitely not feminine, and were with that particular woman for years. And when that relationship ended, went right back to men and never went back to women. I don't believe that love or who you care about is based off of your sexuality. I do believe that sometimes you hit it off with somebody, and for whatever reason, sexually, something shifts one day, just like with any of us,
100%.
Where you look at that person differently and you go, yeah, I do find you funny. I think you're great. And I think you're lovely as a friend. But something at some point happened where I'm now looking at you differently.
Yeah.
And I believe that there's no rhyme or reason.
I don't want to have sex with you ever again.
Right. And then there's like,
a million times.
If that can happen, why can't the opposite?
You know, you're right.
So if you want to wear a dress, just don't do it for publicity. That's where I fucking hard line in the sand for me. Other than that, do you.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, when Kristen Stewart was like, I got new girlfriends, I was like, makes sense. Now, some things do make sense, but if she went back to men, coming. I saw it. I was like, Rob, I don't know if anyone's told you. But again, right? She likes women. She's obviously into women. That's what she's dated. And I know she's come out as bisexual.
That she was a lesbian.
Right,
bisexual.
Bisexual, but
I shouldn't say that.
Rob, I would say when they were together, does that make the love that they had any less consequential? No, because she could have obviously met him, fell in love with him, who he was, not what he was.
Have you seen that meme where Rob's face is a foot? You'll never unsee it. Let's look it up.
Show it to me.
What's his last name?
Pattinson.
Yes.
Pattinson.
Rob Pat.
That's just like being like, I would never fall in love with somebody who didn't have legs. That's how do you know, bitch? Have you ever met someone you really were into with no legs? No. Until you meet the right person who you vibe with, you don't know what you're into. I'll be honest. There's a lot of men that I've dated I would have never thought I would have dated.
Yeah. Well, this isn't it.
Snuck up on me.
Oh, yeah. This isn't it, but we'll have to show you guys.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Now I'm into it.
His face really does look like a foot. This isn't the meme I'm talking about. I'm not going to dig it too deeply.
That's pretty good.
Can't unsee that.
You can't unsee that.
His face really does look like a foot. And I think he's a pretty decent looking guy.
Would never date him. Not into that look. That pale, pasty, sun's never hit that skin look.
He looks like a Canadian.
He looks... Okay. You know, we did a lot of bashing on Europe last week. We should probably stay out of any other state that's not ours.
No, I mean, I love them. But, I don't know. I feel like Canadians would, have this look. I mean, that's an insult. You look Canadian and I'm insulting you? Fuck you. That's like a compliment. I'm just saying he looks like he plays hockey. He looks like he eats fries and gravy and that he is more inclined to cold weather.
Yeah.
I apologize for nothing.
I actually think you're spot on. I think you're spot on.
I nailed it.
You did nail it. I apologize. I take back my previous statement.
It's like a fucking figure skater.
Yep.
Compliment. It's an Olympic sport.
It's very hard. I have very weak ankles, so you will not catch me on any sort of ice
You will
skating.
never catch me flying through the air on ice intentionally.
These titties weren't meant for ice.
The balance ratio is just not there.
It's not there. I was
it's
meant to walk.
It's always my face and the fucking ice.
That's it. I was meant to walk and walk fast. Those are the two speeds. That's it. I'm not even a good runner anymore. Yeah.
Truly. These titties, even now, the bouncing motion, it aggravates them.
It does.
It aggravates them.
They act up, if you will.
They act
up. They act up. Whoa, they don't
girls,
care for it. Oh, get back in there. Get back in there. Yeah, and I don't need stairs at the gym. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at when it comes to men wearing dresses. I really don't give a fuck. Do whatever's in your heart. Honestly, we're going through a pandemic. If this has taught us to just leave people alone, how does it not taught us to just leave people? I don't care. The only time I care is if you're being a dick. Then 100%. I really do give a shit.
100%.
Actually, there are some things. So my hate journal entry this week, there are some things I do care. I'm caring.
Okay.
I'll tell you that I got irate this weekend.
Okay.
Irate, if you will.
What happened?
I was on Netflix, perusing around, had some time off. Thought I was going to just get in bed,
relaxation.
Drift off to sleep while watching a show that I was really into. And I got on a Netflix, and the first show, it was a documentary about Eagles or Elton John. One of those. And that annoyed me immediately, and I'll tell you why in a moment.
Broad.
It was some fucking band from 1922.
Oh, the Eagles.
Then
yes.
I went back to Apple TV, and it said documentary about the Beastie Boys. Here's my fucking problem, okay? Here's my fucking problem. How many more fucking documentaries there need to be about the Stones, about the Beastie Boys, about Elton? I mean, I get it. I got it. They were great. I don't understand why we need more content. How much more info do we need to learn? Haven't you told us everything?
I mean, they're
don't
probably
we know
trying
everything?
To make money, right?
They're 1,000,000 years old. I don't care. Make room for other content now. Let's make some room for other people coming up. Hey, Jerry Seinfeld? I love Seinfeld. One of my favorite fucking shows. You know what I don't need any more of? Your stand-up. That's what I don't need any more of.
I don't mind if it's fresh.
No, I don't need fresh content.
Oh, you just want them to be
You are
golfing.
older now. Your content we will never be able, okay, to relate to you again. That's it. It's over. I'm sorry. Because you're so wealthy now. You're not relatable. Nothing you're talking about is relatable. You don't take the bus. You don't take the subway. You don't wait in lines. You don't have to worry about a negative balance in your goddamn fucking bank account. You don't have to worry about returning an item. You got a goddamn assistant. You are unrelatable at this fucking point, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Hey, Kevin Hart, you're doing a special out of your goddamn basement. You're now unrelatable. Am I saying that you're not funny? No. Now, Kevin Hart's got another good smooth 10 years. But after 10 years, let's wrap it up. Martin Lawrence. I love the Martin show. Sinead, get out of here. One of my favorite shows. Okay? Bad Boys, one of my favorite movies.
Speaking of nostalgia, I just want to interrupt you for a second.
Please do.
To tell you that I did follow your advice. Me and Ian followed the advice of being nostalgic. Remember, we've been talking about this last 2 episodes. You know what Ian and I have been doing?
What?
The Chappelle Show. Season 1 pilot.
Have you not been dying? Charlie Murphy is hilarious.
It literally brings you back, you guys. Black Mamba had a point, and I hope you all go back.
It puts you in a good mood.
It does. It brings you back to like seriously easier times.
Yes.
It really does.
When gas was $1.19
with the Hey Journal entry, but I just want to tell you guys, and listening to the shit they used to be able to pull off in TV.
Oh.
It brings you so much joy because it makes you laugh now at like what little bitches we are. Like none of the hilarious shit that Chappelle came up with could ever happen again. It will never happen again. It will never be accepted.
You want to go back.
No one
go
ever
and
put
live
you
in
on
color.
a network. Like you're done. No. Just so you guys know, like podcasting, radio, like it still is the last front of like original shit. Like even people on posting photos and like Facebook, like it's crazy, you guys. So please do it.
Go back.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I think there is something really special about going back and watching an old Chris Rock stand-up or Eddie Murphy, right?
Ugh.
Legendary shit. Like, let that shit live.
I agree.
Let me be able to take our kids
you.
when they're old enough to understand, and it's obviously content that's age appropriate. Let us as adults be able to go back and go, this is what it used to be like. We used to be able to say some wild shit, right?
Wild.
I don't need old Jerry, and it's not about his age. It really isn't.
I know.
But at some point, it's called saturation. It is too much. Make room for more new people coming up.
Yeah.
You're not making any room for any new people. Okay, so one of the things we talked about last week was the Bigfoot, right? We talked about Sasquatch and aliens. And listen, I love it. Bill and I love to get a little tipsy, crack up laughing in bed and watching it, right?
Yeah.
But let's be real. There's about 1 million alien shows on right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's 1 million fucking shows about Bigfoot. And here's my only problem with it. I love the Travel Channel. I love Nat Geo. I love the Discovery Channel. I love that they have their own network coming out. I do. I'm into it. Let's now give cadence. Let's give some room for some different shit, right? Let's start all thinking outside of the box. What's something different that we could use up these hours for? Keep Bigfoot, keep aliens, keep them, fine. But let's make some room. There are some really good podcasters out there. There's some really good content.
True.
There's some little gems out there that nobody's just going, how about we stop giving people the same shit and just regurgitating it over and over and over and over again? Yeah. How many more documentaries are you going to make about the Beastie Boys?
Right.
How many more documentaries are you going to make about the Stones? How many more documentaries, how many more movies are you going to make about Elton John? I get it. He's awesome. We all get it. That's why they can now retire and they never have to work again. You know who I'm down on? Clooney. Clooney just said, bye. I'll see you guys when I have some fresh content to come out with. I don't see them making documentaries about Clooney. I don't see nonstop just Clooney. At some point.
No, because he did his hot guy face.
That's
and
it.
Now, until the next Santa Claus movie comes out, because he's irrelevant. But you know what he is
Not
doing?
in a bad way.
He's banging his super hot wife, probably on an island, playing golf. I mean, that's what I assume.
I just want to follow you guys on Instagram and let that be enough.
Matthew McConaughey, great example. I mean, he likes to pop up now and then with like maybe a motivational speech or a car commercial. And I think that is appropriate.
That's where I want to be into. Jay Leno's another one. Just stop, okay? I'm not saying I don't love Leno, and I know it sounds like I'm saying I don't love these people. These are all comedians and individuals that I look up to and I admire, and I love the content and the work that they've done.
But on a certain point, you were right about the relatability, because it's like in the 80s, like sure, you're still clawing your way to the top. You guys were with Robin Williams and Chris Farley and all of these key players who were you're still in this era where you still had to constantly remain relevant because social media and like, I mean, I'm sure TV specials were a thing, but it's like you had to make your movie and then hopefully you invested it properly and you just like moved on with life and kept doing things. Like Jay Leno did a great job, but yes, now you're at a point. You collect cars, you're super rich, like.
I don't want to see any more of Jay Leno in a car driving with other celebrities. Because I don't think at this point they understand how unrelatable they are. And my bigger problem is not with the artist, but the networks. It is up to the network to say, we love you guys. When you have something that is relatable again,
maybe with
let's
new
do
people.
it. But like, or maybe with average people. Maybe with just regular people.
Like
because
people
there are
in
regular
your industry,
fun people.
Stay in your lane, but wouldn't it be cool to see a new comedian no one's ever heard of in that car besides you and fucking Seinfeld ordering fucking burgers and fries? I see what you're saying. I have also a petty entry.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had a week.
I'm not done.
Okay.
And it made me, and my husband was so funny. He goes, no, I'm the demographic that he goes, I said, I'm so tired of watching it only because this is what I hear when people listen to those shows. They're like, I remember seeing the Stones back in 1985. Okay, cool. Write it in your diary. I've already heard this fucking story. And my husband literally started saying that. He goes, I remember the first time I saw the Beast. No one cares. I don't care. No one cares. I don't care. Did you write it down? Did you get a poster? Well, then tell Keek when she's old enough to give a fuck. I don't care. No one cares anymore. Everyone's seen the Beastie Boys at this point. If you haven't seen them at this point, where you been? They've been everywhere. They've come to every town.
Gotta fight.
Everywhere. Fire right.
Yeah.
That's how I closed out all my nights to fucking party when I was partying. Like if you don't know about the boys at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
Or maybe
but they have osteoporosis. They're tired. They want to sit down and they want to produce. And I actually love the Beastie Boys because they really are. Like when you watch them all get together and do an interview, I love that they also argue. They also like get at each other's fucking throat. I'm into that. Okay. I'm not saying I want them to stop doing interviews. I'm saying I want less documentaries. I want less. Give me less. I'm asking for less.
Sure.
Now, another little show I'm going to give you guys a little heads up on is a favorite of mine. It's called Fatal Attractions. Now I know what you're thinking. This show must be on the ID channel.
Yes.
You'd be wrong.
I am wrong immediately.
I believe the show first premiered on the Animal Planet, if I'm not mistaken. But Amazon Prime exclusively has it. So if you have Prime, I believe they have like 2 sets of shows. So if you go in there and you type in Fatal Attraction, 2 different shows are going to pop up. Go through both. Immediately.
What's it about?
Good question. You know I love when you ask questions. So the show is about people who are obsessed with owning animals they shouldn't own. Okay? I'm going to walk you through a few.
Please do.
Okay. There was one gentleman who was really into poisonous snakes.
Like, they had to be poisonous.
Yeah.
Like, lethal.
Yeah. So, like, he had normal ones.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm trying to up the ante here. I'm into the poisonous ones. I like the risk.
Like, so, he did like the risk.
No,
like,
I'm not even being
was
dramatic.
Like, he probably jerked off.
Yeah. And so, obviously, the person, 9 times out of 10, the person that they're referring to is no longer alive. So you know that at a rep because they're doing multiple interviews. Multiple people are coming in.
Car accident.
Right. Multiple people are coming into the studio. Like, he was great. He was so much fun. He had a great heart, but he loved poisonous snakes. So you already know he's no longer in this world. If they are with the world still, they're right up front in the very beginning. So you're very clear on the rules of this show right away. Okay.
It.
So like the one guy, they were like, he was poor. He, worked at fucking Pizza Hut. His girlfriend worked at Pizza Hut. They had 3 fucking kids. They're not doing great financially. They live in a trailer. He had poisonous snakes from the floor to the ceiling. Packed in that house. Packed in. Fed them every day. Really wanted to become, I don't know, a fucking whatever it is, the fucking technical term, a snake person. Okay. And their big thing is they want to get the venom out so they can learn more, and they use the venom. A lot of different industries use the venom for different things. I don't fucking know.
Fine. But the trailer park guy was doubling as a scientist?
He just loved poisonous snakes.
Oh, okay. It was just the risk factor for him.
Yes. So the first time he got bit, immediately goes to the emergency room. Doctors save his arm. And the doctor tells him then, you maybe got 1 more bite. Maybe 2, and then I won't be able to save your life. I'm telling you, the anti-venom will not work after a while. Like you've got 1 good bite. Most people got 1 good bite, which I did not know. But I also don't put myself into predicaments. And I live in the West. Like, I live in a desert. We live in a desert where venomous snakes are bountiful. Okay?
Yeah, gotta be careful.
Gotta be careful. He gets bit the first time. They give him the anti-venom. You think he'd learn his lesson. No. Gets bit again, second time, a year later. Now, this time, it was pretty serious. He was in the hospital for a few weeks. You would think, having children, that would be it. He'd be like, this is where I draw the line. No go. Third time, he gets bit. Doesn't call 911 because he does not want to go to the hospital because he doesn't want the people to come and take his snakes. So he calls his wife, who's at Pizza Hut delivering pizzas. 15 minutes or less. She's got a quota to meet. She calls 911. Snakes gotta eat. She calls 911. By the time they get there, he's brain dead. So now his children have to grow up with no father.
That's probably for the best.
Sometimes. Some people. Dumb luck. I'd like to call it dumb luck.
This genuinely feels like it was...
Mostly because I don't want these kids to be around venomous snakes.
No, all the layers of this, it kind of feels like it was...
meant to be.
Yeah.
Second guy I watch. Tigers. Love tigers. Had tigers on his property. Bought a big farm so he could have the tigers in his home. Okay? Regular Bengal tigers, I think.
Oh, just there's a regular tiger.
Yeah, just like he had regular everyday tigers.
Okay. Yeah,
he had your regular run-of-the-mill home keeping tigers, if you will. Mm-hmm. And then he got a white tiger. And everyone told him, don't get the white tiger. People are on the show just like, I told him, don't get the white tiger.
Well, no.
They're super aggressive. Didn't know that. They don't like people. Weird.
Who knew?
I'm sorry, do regular tigers like people?
It's almost as if we have this animal instinct in us that says, no.
Don't go near that giant animal that's roaring at us that can run as fast as my fucking car.
Like, can actually put its mouth around my head.
Immediately.
Like, big dogs truly, spook me now, which is weird. Like, I have never been afraid of dogs, but, having small kids and, stuff, you get a little...
spooked.
You do.
I don't even like too big of a dog.
I really don't anymore. It's
I can't
weird. Nothing bad has ever happened to a dog. I love dogs. Yeah, let's be honest. But now I see a big dog and I'm like, you'll bite my kid's fucking head off.
Well, and I told Bill, rule of the house is I'm never going to own anything larger than me. I need you to not be able to take me out. I'm not going to own something that could kill me. That's never going to happen. So anyways, this guy owns this fucking white tiger. And then he needs help on his farm because now he's got too many fucking tigers.
Too many tigers.
So he reaches out, puts out an ad, and finds this beautiful young man who him and his wife are very taken by. So his wife takes him on as a lover. Totally fine. They're having like a threesome sort of situation. Again, whatever happens on your farm, it's your biz. If it's working for the three of you and the tigers,
so they find this caretaker for the tigers.
For the one tiger.
They're married.
They're a married couple. They've been married for like 20 years.
And they said, you know what? Interview, flying colors.
Already went well.
You're passed. Also, I'm going to fuck you both.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they came to him.
Tiger
he was like,
people, am I right?
They're not working with a full deck. So they have the tiger there. The baby, he raises it as a cub into an adult tiger. And one day, this guy's running late. So the tiger won't budge to get into the trailer. So of course he calls for his trusty assistant who's taking a nap. Assistant wakes up and is half dazed, runs out into the back of the fucking farm to help him get the tiger in because apparently the tiger will only listen to this kid. As he's walking out, they had shit on the ground that like you can trip on. Why? You have fatal animals. Why? He trips. He hits the back part of the tiger. Tiger turns around, boom.
Bites his head off?
Bites his entire neck, throat out. Bleeds out right there in front of them, dies within minutes. You would have thought that would have been enough. That would have been enough for me, right? Immediately I would have said, get these tigers out of here. I'm so distraught from this. Get these tigers out of here. Nope. Keeps the fucking tigers. And they all slosh it up to just a good old accident, right? Tiger does what tigers do. He spooked the tiger. Tiger bit his throat out. Okay. But however, what he didn't fucking bank on was that his wife of 20 some odd years was completely heartbroken. Was like so in love with this boy that she could not go on. I mean, in the bed, wouldn't eat, depressed, whole nine. So what does he do? What'll cheer her up? Come on out. The babies want to see you. The kitties miss you. They love you. Come help me feed them. She comes out and she's so fucking spooked by the one tiger who killed her lover. When she's holding the food, she starts shaking. Fucking tiger leaps up, bites her fucking throat out. True story. So at this point, now this man, it's come as a realization that now he's like, I can't even look at the tigers. Had to get rid of the tigers.
He's mad at them.
If you will. They're in a bit of a tiff. And he's like, I'm completely heartbroken. Like, my life will never be the same. And I'm like, you did this. You fucking idiot. You did this. You did this. Why are people allowed to own? Oh, you gotta watch it. Bears. One guy, raccoons were his thing. And all these people, they're only on the show because they lost like an arm. Most of them have been killed. One guy got killed by his python.
Yeah. Ooh, like the wrapped around and like
he wanted the python as long as he could make it. He wanted to have the world's longest python, so he was feeding this bitch fucking astounding amounts of fucking whatever you feed him, rats and shit. And he grew so fucking long that the guy fell down and the snake, all of its body constricted in the air and attached to his neck. Fucking suffocated him. Yep. I'm not joking. Suffocated him.
Oh, I am excited for
Get it on your phones right now. Okay, Fatal Attraction.
Let me see if I can just
Fatal Attractions with an S.
Okay, guys. I'm on it.
And I don't understand why these people are allowed to own these animals.
Fatal Attractions with an S. I hope so.
Oh, please. Why are you allowed to own exotic animals anymore? Why are people still having exotic animals? Why are we giving them license to do this? And why, again, I understand the show. I understand why you have them on the show. It is wild. I really believe if you want to make some money.
Is this it?
Oh, that's it.
There it is, ladies and gents.
And how it only has 4 stars barely is astounding to me.
Well, I feel like this is when you watch with a cocktail.
Oh, please.
I get big cats. I'm just going to list out 1. Episode 1, Reptiles. 2, Big Cats. Ooh, let's see if I can get one. My Pet Python. I think that's right. Ooh, Raging Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, number 10, Deadliest Show on Earth. I'll start with that.
I mean,
you guys. Tiger Stalks New Jersey.
This is
There's a crocodile in my bed.
These are all people who were warned multiple times. The community warned them. People picketing outside their homes, their spouses, friends, family members. People coming to these people going, you cannot do this. Your time is limited here. This is going to end bad. I mean, time after time, and these people will not heed the warning. And so when people say to me, I don't understand why we're all in this predicament. Why is the world like this? This is why. Because these are the same people that are making decisions for our country, for our safety, our vaccines, fucking parking.
Are you telling me that you saw a politician
on there
with a crocodile in his bed?
No, because some of these people look like, if you saw them, just regular ass everyday people. These people don't look kooky. Okay, they don't look like what you think they're gonna look like. You think they're gonna be like backwoods or fucking, you think they're gonna look. No, one guy was super fucking hot. I was pumped he died. I was real sad he died. I really was. I was hoping at the end they were gonna surprise me and go, and here's Lucas. Yeah. He was really. I mean, it was a waste of a person. It was a waste, and so I don't understand why these people keep getting these animals. There's a show dedicated to it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tune in, if you will.
Oh, you're going to get aggravated. One girl, she's been bitten by venomous snakes now 4 times. She lost her arm, her hand, gone.
She can't stay away.
And she goes, what my family doesn't know right now is, I know I told them I would have no more venomous snakes, but right now I sneak them in to my apartment at night so my neighbors can't see.
Yeah. It's called thinning the herd. And it happens. And
I'm into it as long as no one else dies.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't
100%.
care if these people die.
Yeah,
like I don't want anyone to die,
and
but
fucking legs, and if you want to get like a boa constrictor around your fucking neck, like you can't save them all.
You really can't save them all.
And I sincerely mean that. And it's not fair to like lock them up in a mental institution, right? Like sometimes you gotta let them phase out. You gotta go when you gotta go.
And what really pissed me off about the boa constrictor guy, the boa constrictor he thought he put the boa back.
Or the python.
Yeah, he thought he put the python, or yeah.
Boa constrictor's the one that constricts.
Yes.
Okay, and the python's like, right?
No, I think they do the same thing.
Oh.
Because I don't think a python, yes, their bite hurts, but it's not lethal.
Oh, okay.
But he had, whatever it was, he left it out. The constrictor, I think, is what it was. He left the constrictor out. He fed it and was on the phone and forgot. And so he left the house, and his daughter came home, and the constrictor was at the bottom of her bed. She didn't see it. She gets in bed to take a fucking nap. She takes an Ambien. I believe it was something she took to go to sleep. And as she's starting to drift off, the constrictor slowly constricting her around her whole body. Thank God her uncle was living in the house at the time. Him and his wife needed a place to stay. And she starts hitting shit off of her bedstand. And thank God, he heard it because she had come home late from like partying. And of course, it was late at night. She was trying to be quiet in the house, creep into bed. And the constrictor fucking got her and was tightening her. She couldn't breathe enough to make noise. So
how
she's
did he
hitting
get it
stuff.
off?
She was hitting stuff off of the fucking wall. And the fucking brother-in-law came in and fucking cut the snake off of her. He had to cut the snake off of her. Uh-huh. And this same guy had another boa and still, I mean, like, that's your child. Why would you...
Dude, I can't. No clue.
I'm just saying, if you own these kinds of animals, you should not be allowed to vote for anything. Because you don't make good decisions, is my point.
I fully agree with that.
You don't make... I believe that in our country, if we're going to tell people who have been in prison, you're not allowed to vote for however many years, or you're not allowed to vote for the rest of your life, then I also believe that people who make dumb decisions like owning tigers and being like, it's my baby.
Yeah.
You should not be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. You can pretend vote.
Yeah, I think that's
But we're not going to actually cast your vote.
Yeah, like you have your own little booth, you show up, you get your sticker.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, wait for American Idol. Vote on that shit.
Well, we're going to follow up with that, obviously. Are you, is that your hate journal entry, or do you have another one?
That was it. I was really spicy about those two this week.
Okay.
Very spicy.
Mine's real sweet.
Okay.
Real crisscross to the applesauce, to the point.
Okay.
I hate people. I don't hate the individual because I'm sure there's a reason. But I've really decided that if you have a low ride vehicle with a very loud muffler.
Oh, I hate you.
You're less than.
Yeah. If you go by my house and go,
I was driving the other day, and it's one thing to own this car if it's for a purpose, right? Like a racetrack. Like, I mean, I don't hate people who have race cars. I don't hate people who have motorcycles.
Right.
And I would never hate you inadvertently if you have this vehicle for like a means of a hobby, right? Because that would make me a judgmental piece of shit. But I do think there's an exception. If this is your go-to get-around vehicle.
If it's your everyday vehicle.
Like, you just like get in and like every time your body is moving in this vehicle, it's making a sound that genuinely agitates
the people around you.
People, human, animals,
scares
birds.
You. Yes.
My baby was taking a nap. I'm in the car. I'm making my rides. My car's not doing anything. It's just on the road. Hopefully I'm not driving. Hopefully I didn't offend you in any way. Didn't cut you off, right? And you just existing. No, you didn't cut me off. You didn't do anything shitty. Just you driving is agitating me and those that I love. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What in your soul with these fucking monkey lovers? That sounded really bad. Not the climate to say that in.
Came out weird. We'll
Actually, the reason why I said monkeys is because it says chimps episode 3, chimp lovers.
That really got you.
These goddamn people who can own gorillas and shit, and the same people who own low-ride Hondas with the muffler, you're the same.
Yes, you should not be able to.
You should not be able to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I like seeing them in a parking garage or like when they're in a shopping plaza and it takes them 25 minutes to get over a fucking speed bump.
And they're like taking it at an angle and the whole time. I'm like, doesn't that fuck you up? Like inside, like you have to hear it in the car constantly.
Like, aren't you tired of parking 25 feet from a fucking curb because you can't open your door and get out at the same time?
I didn't even think about that because I don't give a fuck about your nuances of it. The noise. Like, it's an agitating noise. It's not like it'd be one thing if you had a car that every time you like sped up, it was like, la 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 la.
Right.
I'd be like, wow, that's kind of, I get it. Right? Like, I like to go to sleep sometimes with some tunes or like a light show. Like, I get it. Sometimes the white noise it's not a nuisance.
That's a nuisance.
I like to listening to a fucking babbling brook or the ocean waves.
Yeah.
Every time you fucking move.
Well, you know that someone hates them in their neighborhood. And this goes back to my original hate journal entry, which is, listen, the shit that was cool in the 90s and early 2000s is no longer cool. That nostalgia is fucking gone. I get it. Back in like the early 2000s, that's all you heard was racing
when Fast
cars.
And the Furious first came out.
People were
kind of
Tokyo
was like a
drifting.
phase. Sure, maybe.
There was a lot of mufflers. There was a lot of people joining racing clubs.
But at least in those movies, even it was really like a purposeful thing. Like they were racing. And granted, it could be around town. I don't mind if I hear a drag race occasionally. Right? We live on McCarran. Like, we've all heard it. I genuinely am not like, who's out there?
Right,
like, it's not in my soul. I'm just like, oh, people like racing. It makes sense. Like, that's actually a hobby like I can wrap my head around.
Even the motorcycles, that doesn't bother me.
Like, 100%. Your day-to-day operating vehicle, that pisses me off.
Yeah, because the problem is...
And it's always a guy that is like that manager of fucking Papa Murphy's.
Always.
Not that you're less than in that sense. Like, whatever.
Always.
A job is a job. A good day's work is a good day's work. But, like... It's not like you own a racing company. It's not like you're marketing or branding for yourself constantly. Like, this is your money dump. And you're fucking my day up.
Well, and you can't let go of the past. You can't, listen, if you have a vehicle like a Corvette and you're part of a Corvette team, cool, I get it. That's not your everyday car. You bring it out in the summer. You take the top down. You get in the slow lane, you're cruising. Do you? I get that.
That's my hair blown.
But when is that your... When I worked at the Atlantis, and I will never forget, I had a manager, and he was about 6'3". He weighed about 700,000 pounds, and he was in a racing group, and he was like 38, married, children. He was part of a racing crew and had a racing Acura. I was like, I'm sorry, how is your big ass getting in that fucking vehicle? Why? How are you racing?
Is it like the clown show?
Do you have a driver that's driving for you? Do you have a pitch hitter? Because I'm sorry. There's no way your fucking big ass is getting in that little fucking vehicle and making it go. You're losing every fucking race. Why are you even racing? Take it around a few laps. I don't get it. Let go of it. Let go, people. Yeah. Let go. No one wants to hear your loud ass muffler. It takes you forever to get that get up and go on the goddamn freeway. We all have to wait for you to take 25 minutes to get over a goddamn speed bump. And it's always loud. You could be inside of a store and it always startles you.
It's just terrible.
You could be anywhere in a store, out in public, and it always startles you.
It startles me when I'm driving like a regular road.
I agree.
And I'm not like a little bitch. I'm saying like this has to startle other people. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't own a Tiger. Sell the Honda. Well, if it's your everyday vehicle, or keep it. Better yet, keep it.
And get a regular little kick around. Car. Get a kick around that doesn't have anything
to say on it. I mean, that's pretty petty. But
hey. You've owned the car since 1992. You've had time to save money.
Hopefully.
Save some coins.
Well, I'm not saying sell it. Those mufflers aren't going to buy themselves.
Do you think they go through a lot of mufflers?
I think they do. I think they upgrade.
Where are they going? AutoZone?
I have no idea. And if I found out, I'd probably do something illegal.
Bet you it's Bezos. Bezos fucks us all. He fucks us one way. Yeah, he fucks us one way or another every fucking time. I bet you if there's like a muffler discount, you buy 2, you get 1 free.
Subscription.
Ugh. I'll tell you what, I was real gassed up yesterday. Bill was just like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just fucking annoyed.
Gassed up?
If I got to see one more fucking documentary I didn't ask for.
Yeah.
That's what I want these subscription-based companies to start doing. Now that we're all in, right? We've all bought in. You guys need to start sending us surveys. What did you watch this month that you really weren't into? And if I don't want to answer your survey, then I don't want to answer your survey. But even when I call into Verizon, they're like, would you like to stay afterwards and fill out a 2-minute survey? And if I don't want to, I hang up. And if I want to, I press 1. It should be the same thing for a subscription-based company. You should ask me at the end of the month, what am I fucking tired of you fucking making? Because I could save you some time. I could save you some fucking money. I could.
And better yet, who's watching these?
Who's watching this? Well, men. We're like, you remember back in 19 fucking get.
Boomers who just
fucking
realize
don't let
Netflix is the best thing ever.
Well, they're also the ones with the loud mufflers. That's who you're talking to. That's your target audience. They're watching Jerry Seinfeld and a stand-up, and they're like, it was hilarious. Also, who wants to you need to go to the store? Let's jump in my fucking...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've had this since 1994. I mean, this is the original seats. This stick shift I got from Germany, okay? Now, a normal car like this only has 4 speeds, right? But I made this a 3-speeder. It goes from 1 to right to 6. I don't even have reverse. I hit a button. It's special. Did you know I have nitro on this bitch? Yeah, it's got nitro, man. I mean, technically, I'm not allowed to use it.
Yeah.
And we've all met that guy at a wedding or a fucking... we've all met that guy at a wedding, and you're like, oh, yeah, I got a brand new Acura. Yeah, well, I have an Acura from 1990. No one fucking cares. No one fucking cares, people. Stop sharing so much about yourselves. Leave some shit to the imagination. Okay? If you want to wear a dress, Harry Styles.
Except not if you have wild animals. Let me know that up front. I want to know that immediately up front.
Tell me, and I mean, I'm talking a ferret. Yeah, that's exotic to me. If you've got a ferret,
that's a need to know.
Or a squirrel or a fucking raccoon staying at your house.
Dude, I'm to the point where with people and their fucking dogs, they're like, oh, come over. And I'm like, you know what? Let's eat out. I don't want you to have to clean up.
So you need your dogs on top of me. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up, you guys, this week for the Hate Journals. We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us. We've got some new fun stuff happening.
Yeah, thank you guys. We're really excited about the new network as well.
Yes.
Hoping to give you guys keep delivering, actually.
Yeah, we're going to keep giving you the same trash. Do not think we're elevating our trash.
Same trash.
You're going to get the same shit. That's it. Just a different day. That's
same
it.
Trash.
Yeah, don't you guys forget to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have been loving the feedback. I'm loving all of the messages and DMs I'm getting, so please keep them coming. Make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure you guys do follow us wherever you do listen to podcasts. It actually really does make a difference for our numbers, and it helps us out a lot, and it also lets and alerts you guys when we have a new episode out. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you hit that, is it the follow button? It is a subscribe button, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so hit all this. Just hit all the fucking subscribe buttons, okay? Make sure you guys follow us on our website, which is thehatejournals.com, and of course on Instagram, which is The Hate Journals, and of course Twitter, Hate Journals. We love you guys, and we will see you next week, honey.
Love you. Bye.